Hey everyone, it's Justice Parrotta here. So this video will focus on François on stage music and how it affected my work as a composer-performer. So back in 2009, I actually got to see him with Bel Cantanti Opera at Olney Theatre, performing the title role in Don Pasquale. And François was best known for his comedic bass roles, so characters such as Don Magnifico or Dr. Bartolo from Marriage of Figaro. Don Magnifico is from Rossini's opera Cenerentola, which is the Italian version of Cinderella. François also performed in L'Enfant et le Sortilège in Glyndebourne in summer of 1988. And this is an opera about a kid who is kind of a spoiled brat. And it's by Maurice Ravel. And this particular production that François was in was staged by the author Maurice Sendak, who's best known as the author of Where the Wild Things Are. And in this opera, François played the role of a moving chair that would go from one side of the stage to the next and sing at the same time. It was quite hilarious. Imagine the 1991 version of Beauty and the Beast with the singing and talking furniture mixed with Monty Python. That's what it felt like when I saw the scene. Is that hilarious? I did not see the complete Ravel opera until I was older. That is the Sendak version, though. I saw it on video, that is. And then in 2000, I would have been about 12, I actually got to see a production that him and his wife Mary Beth put together because Mary Beth was affiliated with the Alliance Française. So Mary Beth is my dad's sister and François' wife. And François in this program included French art songs and opera selections. And my favorite opera selection that he performed was from Jacques Offenbach's The Duchess of Gerolstein, the Grand Duchess of Gerolstein. And the name of the particular movement François performed that cracked me up that I loved was the Air de General Boom, which is about a military general, and it involves firing off a gun filled with gunpowder at the end. And it ends with the line, Vive le General Boom, with the gunpowder going up in the air. It was quite hilarious. Also, François played more serious roles, and one of them is that he performed in Lully's Alcesta and Armide. I will put links to that in the comments. I actually previously discussed on a video series Lully in terms of French Baroque ballet. I will put links to the French Baroque ballet in the playlist. However, these two works by Lully are opera. What I learned from the Alliance Française concert, and also Bel Cantanti because they use more smaller forces to accompany the vocalists, is the ability to create effective performances without large forces, without a large orchestra. François was a very good actor. Joe McClellan from the Washington Post described him as larger than life. And this particular article, this particular review that Joe McClellan wrote was released on January 11th, 1988. My birthday is January 22nd, 1988, so it was released 11 days before I was born. François was able to portray a wide variety of characters, and seeing his performance, especially the Alliance Française performance definitely influenced my work, especially the composition, the restaurant review routine. I didn't realize it at first, but when I went back and looked at it in terms of writing the script, there's a lot of François influence in that composition. So the restaurant review routine is a narrative song cycle that obviously is a series of fake restaurant reviews based on restaurant reviews you'd see in magazines that are local, such as Washingtonian or the Nova magazine, which is one where I live, or McLean or Arlington magazine, or the Bethesda magazine, where they all review local restaurants. Some examples of the ones I wrote in there was one that was a fake review of a place like Silver Diner, a fake review of a place that was a Western Steakhouse, a fake review of a place that was like Margaritaville, a fake review of a place that was like medieval times, and that was very fun to write. And those particular songs were written for vocalist and piano alone, with the option of using guitar, because I wrote out the guitar chords as well. Thank you, and see you in the next video.